Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Let this get going. It's snowing here, not too badly, not nearly as badly as my family has. They have over a foot of snow, so I'm considering us pretty lucky. We are getting lake effect snow, but it's not too bad, and although it's kind of windy, it's actually kind of pretty. So I wanted to talk to you about something that is important to think about when you're transitioning, especially when you're going to a new company, but also even within your company. There's some things that you might want to consider. So I was meeting with someone today who is going to be starting a new job in a couple weeks, and we were talking about how she can really set herself up for success walking in the door. And a couple things I think struck me, and I don't think I've shared with you guys, so I thought I would talk about them here. One is think about ways that you can really understand what's going on in the organization that you're walking into or into a new role if you're in your same organization. I think we have a tendency to make assumptions and assume that we know what's going on, and if we see something that's a gap or a process, we assume maybe someone else is handling it, and we don't necessarily jump on it. And those are opportunities for you to stand out. So what I was asking her to do, I'm going to use her as my example today, is think about what she sees. Just listen to what people are sharing with her. Find out who she should meet with and what she can learn about within the organization to just better ground herself on her role and everything that's happening around her. But I said pay attention to the things that you see that you know are probably gaps or opportunities or problems to be solved, and write those things down, because at some point she's no longer going to be the new person just starting her role. She's going to have been there a little while, and people will start to trust her a lot more. She'll be able to know who she can trust, and maybe those are ideas that she can bring up and talk to her boss about and find a way to lead those efforts. So I don't know that it's as easy, maybe, well, I guess it could be. Let me take that back. If you're in the same organization you're in, you're going to move into a different role. You're going to see things that the other person that was there didn't see. So I think it can be consistent and true for you as well, that there are opportunities to do something different. You can't do them day one, but I think you have an opportunity to take those opportunities to do something with that problem or that gap or that challenge that's no one else is doing anything with, because they're busy. They assume that it's always been that way, so let's just leave it that way. And you get a chance to do something else because you're coming in with a fresh set of eyes. You're coming in looking at something in a different way, and you can make a difference. You can start to make an impact really quickly by starting to pay attention to those things. I also asked her to think about ways that she can find ways to stand on her own a little bit. So, especially in a new company, right? You don't know everybody. She is lucky. She knows her boss actually from another company that she worked at, but not all cases is that true. But I wanted her to be able to see if she can stand on her own, and even if she gets an onboarding plan, what can she do to create some things for herself to make sure that people know her. So meeting with maybe the people that are included in her onboarding plan, but meet with other people, figure out who the influencers are, figure out who the decision makers are, figure out who her boss's peers are, do a skip level one-on-one with her boss's boss. Make sure that you're, in her case, that she is finding a way to be known within that organization, because right now she's an unknown quantity. No one knows her. No one really knows what she can do, and so she can take this opportunity to really talk about the things that she's done in other places in a good way. Talk about the things that she's experienced and how she can help. Maybe lend some ideas to the team that she's on now, or identify some gaps and solve them. So she gets an opportunity to kind of have a clean slate, which is, it's actually a really good thing, I think, because you walk in going in as the leader that you want to be, and you get to become that leader that you want to be. And the more you can do that and step into that, it's very empowering. because you're not dealing with anybody else's previous perceptions of you or any issues that you may have had in a previous role. You get to start fresh. So think about who you want to be. In her case, she wants to be someone bold and brave. And to be someone bold and brave means you identify issues and you identify those problems and bring them up at some point when you have an opportunity to do so. And you get to share the things that you've done in other companies, but share them in a way that people can hear them. Not, hey, we did this at my company and it's the best way to do it and that's the only way to do it. No. Talk about it in terms of, hey, I have some ideas. There's some things that we did before. If you're interested, I'm happy to share them. But I also know that you guys have your own processes and decisions here, and I don't want to, come in and say that our way was better the way we did it before, but I just wanted to share if it would be helpful. So there's a difference between just coming in and sharing and saying, the way that we did it was the best at my old company. I think that's pretty common. A lot of people do that because they're just used to that way, and that makes sense, and it's pretty normal for people to do that. But if you're going into a new company or a new role, keep in mind that everybody else has already been there for a while. They've already established themselves. They already know how things are done. You're coming in with a fresh set of eyes, and you get a chance to maybe affect some change down the road, but you can't do it day one. And you can't only talk about your previous role day one. You have to start listening and starting to acclimate into this new culture and into this new team. And that means listening. That means trying to really ask questions and understand what's going on so that you can be successful. Because ultimately, that's what's important, right? You want them to know that they made the best decision to hire you, and you have to start finding ways to fit in quickly and also stand out at the same time. I know that seems like opposites, but fitting in, building trust, building relationships, understanding what's going on, understanding expectations, but standing out by the things that you can do that no one else can do, the unique skill sets that you have that other people don't have, and talking about those things. Don't be embarrassed or shy or feel like it's bragging to talk about the things that you can do or the ways that you can help others or the things that you can do to add value. That's part of what they hired you for too. So I hope this helps. There's definitely some other things that we talked about today, and I'll save those for next week. But I wanted to make sure that I highlighted this because I'm pretty sure we've never really talked about these types of things, and these are ways to be visible just as much as any other thing that we've talked about in the past. And it's also a way for you to start to stand out pretty early on in a career transition where other people might wait and might do something 6 months from now, a year from now, when they feel like they're completely comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. Go in knowing that you might make a few mistakes, but start to build goodwill and put that into your personal brand bank account. And that personal brand bank account then has money in there that should you need to tap into it if you make a mistake, you already have that there. And you get that by building trust with people and doing what you say you're going to do and having integrity and being open to ideas and being someone that everyone can see as collaborative. That's how you start to build some goodwill into that bank account that you may need to tap into later, or else you just keep adding to it, which is even better. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you some ideas. If you are in a career transition, I know some people are. I know some people have already been going through this, but maybe these are a few other things to think about as you are going through your own transition. One ask that I have is if you know anybody who could benefit by being a part of this group, I would love it if you would ask them if they would like to join or invite them to the group personally. The more people that we have in the group, the more people we can help find roles, connect with other people, network, but also just gain some learnings from some of the things that we're seeing that other people are struggling with and be able to address those things for them so that they don't struggle and they get some quick lessons that they can apply to their current state. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're all safe and sound, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.